To order the Video Center Administrative Board regular meeting, and I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so who is going to be secretary tonight? Who's taking notes? We don't have a secretary.
Our previous secretary left.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll need a new one for note-taking purposes.
Okay.
We'll do official election of officers at our next meeting.
Okay.
To start the new year, but it would be helpful to have somebody for tonight.
Would anybody like to volunteer to take notes? That's a no. Okay. Well, what do you typically do in this place? Take notes off the
meeting. Yeah.
off the meeting?
Yep.
Okay, not a
Yep.
problem. All right, well, let's do a roll call then. I don't have a list of, because we do have some, at least one new person tonight. And so we can start with Luann Hahn.
Leanna Hahn here.
Yep. Rob
Namowitz, I'm here.
Okay.
John Berry here.
I'm here.
Stephen Heyer.
Brian Posby here.
Okay.
Matt Blow here.
John, up here.
Okay, everybody's here. We have a quorum. So can I get approval of agenda for tonight? Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
A motion to approve it.
And I'll second her motion.
Okay. Motion carries, or I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, motion carries. We have no carryover postponed agenda items, so let's move to regular business. We have a request to approve the minutes from April 30th, 2025. Could I get a motion?
Motion to approve the Video Center Administration Board minutes for April 30th of 2025.
I'll second that
Second
easily. You can second
All in favor?
that. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, request to approve the NFHS contract. It's John Elke.
Yes, so you'll see in front of you, we were actually approached by the NFHS organization not too long ago, asking to partner with us for our sports content that we produce. Looking more into it, this is something that other community media stations in Oakland County do. As a partner with NFHS, they are also a partner with MHSAA, the Michigan High School of Athletic Associations. Essentially what this would do is it would take our content that we produce, our sports content that we do with Clarkston High School, and put it behind their website. And it is a subscription-based website, so anybody that does click on it does have to pay a subscription fees behind a paywall. We still, and I'll answer this right out of the gate, we still would be able to produce our content as we do currently, meaning we can still broadcast this live to our YouTube page, our cable channels as we do now. We would just be simply providing a link to this organization where they can also include it in their content gallery, I guess you could say. There is a percentage of revenue that we would get based on how many people click on the link to watch of these subscriptions. So if somebody does, say, purchase a monthly pass for this and clicks on one of our games to watch that is put on behind this paywall, we would receive a percentage of that revenue that comes back to us. I don't anticipate this being a large revenue making system, especially since we do plan to still produce content the way that we are doing and providing it free to the community based on everything that we are doing. But seeing as after we're talking to the staff and everything like that, and after carefully reviewing the contract, it's a 12-month contract. So if it's something that we choose that doesn't work out for us, we're obviously out in 1 year, or there are provisions for us to exit earlier if we choose to do so as well. But when talking to the staff, we thought, well, I mean, this gives us an opportunity to try something. It might be a potential revenue generator for us, even if it's a small amount at this time. And it also opens us up to cover playoff games for Clarkston High School as well, which is something that we can't do currently with MHSAA provisions. So we'd be put on a kind of preferred contractor list, for lack of a better term, with this company, where if Clarkston was playing a playoff game, they would contact us to produce the content for that game. Now the issue is we don't own the rights to that game. Strictly playoffs. All regular season that we do now, we would still own the rights to. Playoffs, though, we would not own the rights to. So that would be strictly behind the NFHS brand. But we would get the revenue generated based on clicks from that event. So this is something that, like I said, was presented to us. I know Lake Orion or Orion Neighborhood TV does this as well. They've had, I'd say, mild success with it. Nothing really too crazy from the revenue standpoint, but they've run into no issues as far as anything with coverage or anything like that. It's just business as usual. So I brought this to the board to get approval because I wanted to be transparent about this action that we might be taking and looking into, and maybe exploring, like I said, a potential revenue generating item with something that we currently already do. So I'd be open to any questions or discussion on this contract from the board at this time.
Have they given you any projections on what to expect? I mean, especially since it's a dual, like they're charging, but we're doing it for free.
Mhm.
They had that scenario, is it?
They haven't given us a projection as far as what we could expect from revenue because it's all based on what we choose to broadcast. So that was another question that I had, that we wouldn't be expected to broadcast a certain amount of games each week, month, or anything like that. We wouldn't be held to that. It's just whatever we would be able to do, which is good for us when talking with Matt, because obviously that's a big component of this is the students and this, putting on the productions. We're kind of at the whims of that schedule, especially with all the meetings and everything like that. That's also a big factor as far as what games we can cover each week. So the fact that we wouldn't have a minimum amount that we'd have to do each month was also enticing to us, that we can kind of still stick to our production schedule and not have to worry about really changing things around too much. I believe in the packet, or the made there listed, it says the percentage amount that we would get based on clicks, and I apologize, I don't have it in front of me.
37%, I think.
37, yeah. So it's 37% of each subscription that we would get, roughly, they said. And that's based on, like I said, each click of these events. So I don't have a rough estimation of what to expect, but given the amount that we do, we aim for one game a week when we can, especially in the fall, winter season. When football, we do one every home game and everything like that. We'll get to basketball. It's usually about one game a week based on production schedule. Sometimes there's not one a week, but that's, I'd say, pretty typical. Matt can kind of confirm that if I'm off base.
Yeah, generally about one a week. Obviously, postseason we can't really cover generally speaking, but yeah, roughly one a week. One nice thing about this is we've talked about the idea of paywalls in the past, and we've always kind of gone back and forth on that because we like the way we currently are able to provide our content to the community. So it is nice that this doesn't inhibit us from doing what we're doing. It just adds an extra outlet for our content, and as John said, a potential revenue stream. Even if it starts off kind of small, just another potential there.
I would be happy, given how this goes, that we can put together a full report after the year is done, if we choose to go in this direction, to see, how much that's impacted us, what the actual revenue would be, and maybe what we can expect moving forward and how we can do this. The big thing that we've talked about is it opens us up to potentially broadcast playoff games, which we think would be a big thing for us. And the community seems to always ask us every year why we're not at those games, so we always have to let them know why. But it's, like I said originally, it's something that I think it piqued our interest from the staff standpoint to at least explore. And given that it's only a 12-month contract, we thought, well, that doesn't lock us in, I guess, too long if this really isn't something for us and it doesn't turn out how we wanted it to. Given also the timing of this, we probably, if approved by the board, we'd be looking to enter it in January, just so we can have the start of a calendar year. That also gives us the start of really a winter season, I guess you could say, from a sports standpoint. So that's the proposal of how we go about this at this time.
And then one last question. So, so the paywall, I get, is on their side.
Yes.
But the actual, where it's televise some, do we have the ability to do it like on our app, or is it's gone completely? It's just we have to direct people there.
The
There's
regular
nothing
season
back.
would still be on our app, would still be on our YouTube
I'm talking
page.
about the, the
Yeah,
playoffs.
and the playoffs would be strictly on their app, though. We would not have rights for that broadcast. We are going to ask, because this got brought up in discussion today, if it would be something that we could rebroadcast after a certain time, since we would have to record it, everything like that. I don't know how that would work. MHSAA is very strict in that, but no, unless it's strictly for cable broadcast. Or at least this past year they were with one special event that we did at Wayne State. We could not live stream it or put it on YouTube, but we could put it on our cable channels for broadcast, not live streamed, or our streams online. So that would be, I guess, a question to get back to you on, to see if we would have potential to rebroadcast them after a certain amount of time.
So the only content ITV loses is if there's a playoff game.
Correct.
Well, and right now, we can't even do playoff games at all.
Losing it.
So,
Yeah.
right now, it's no playoff games, or this mechanism allows us to, we can do it, they kind of own it, but we get some money for it, so we can still, experiment with that and find if we like that or not, but at least this gives us a mechanism where we could record it and at least get some money for doing so.
Very good.
And reading through the MAFE, I did see that it's a national organization working in the 46 states, so I mean, they have that credibility. Is the contract we would enter into just kind of a template, same type of contract that?
Correct,
Okay.
yeah. I kind of asked for some specifics as far as ownerships, because I wanted it clearly written in there that we would still own all of our regular season productions, because I don't think it was specified to my liking of where it was, but I was reassured that upon further review that that's correct, and the only ownership they have is over any playoff games that they contact us to do, and if we can do them, we would not be obligated to do so. So if something doesn't work out for our schedule, we wouldn't have to do it.
So are you sending them other content to go behind their paywall then as well? Or
Say that again?
are you providing them other content besides playoffs that would go behind their paywall?
It could be any high school
But-
sports or regular season.
So they could put it behind their paywall, but somebody could also just see it on YouTube as well?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Any other questions? Any questions from the audience? No? Anybody online? No? Okay. Could I get a motion, please?
I move to approve the 12-month contract with NFHS to begin on January 2026 and instruct Independence Television manager to sign the appropriate documents.
No, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
And I'll make sure, thank you very much, I'll make sure to update the board quarterly of how this is going, just so we have better understanding of how everything's working out, and I just keep you informed.
Okay, next on the agenda, request to approve the 2026 meeting dates. And I see John here has put together some dates for 2026. If anybody want to take a look at that, and
These dates were cross-checked with Heidi at the school district for this room availability. They kind of line up with what we typically do. There was one, I think, in, might have been April. That looks like the outlier that we had to bump down a week just because the room was not available for the third Wednesday, so I think we had to go to the fourth Wednesday. But other than that, all the dates in the room are available at that time if they work out for anybody else.
yeah, the only conflict I would be having is the February 18th myself, so. So, it's good. Any questions? Audience, online? Okay, can I get a motion, please?
A motion to accept the dates proposed for 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. So number 4, presentation. I always look forward to these presentations. I love what you put together. And this is a presentation update on our 2025-2026 Independence Television budget. And it's that time of the year, right? It's budget time of the year.
yes and no. Like, this is the best time of year because the township budget just got passed, so I'm the furthest away from the budget I can be right now until about April. So if you look at the budget, we'll note that the 24-25 budget numbers are final. Those I got from the district after their audit. I believe we'll be looking at another healthy contribution to our fund balance. That puts us at about $690,000, I believe, if I'm correct, in our fund balance, which would be a little over 3 years of operating at this time if everything went to zero. So happy to see that our fund balance has grown to that level where we have a good security blanket to operate with if the bottom falls out. So at this time, we're still waiting this year to start our CIP project, which is the replacement of our TriCaster in our studio and a few other pieces of equipment in the studio. We're just waiting on a few different quotes for that to get approved by the school district to move forward. So hoping to get that on the December agenda for the school district to approve and move forward with, and then we'll go from there. We typically do a lot of our supply purchasing November, December at this time. This is just for general supplies of cable replacements, small equipment replacements. We might have to look at some different things to upgrade, but this is usually about the time because as noted in prior meetings and everything like that, the school district's spending usually shuts down around March, April, so we like to get everything wrapped up as soon as possible, especially around the start of the new calendar year. So I know the budget looks kind of untouched at this moment for this year, but I really wanted to wait until our this year's CIP project went forward just to make sure that we had enough space for everything that we needed for that project. Then we can kind of proceed with regular purchasing as we typically do. So I'm happy to answer any questions about the budget this year or the final numbers from last year, the fund balance or anything like that.
I just have a question regarding the PEG fees. Has there been any movement? I know that at the state level of what's been going on.
Sure,
with...
no, that's a really good question. I will say, from PEG fee standpoint, I got a slight glimmer of hope this past quarter. We got our Q3 in from AT&T. It was actually more than our Q2 from AT&T, which is really, really surprising. Not by much, just a few dollars here and there, but I don't remember seeing an increase from AT&T in a long time. Everything else is staying steady from the PEG collection. I'm waiting for Q3 from Spectrum, so we haven't received that from the township at this time. We usually receive Q4 at the beginning of the calendar year. There is a new bill, and I was going to get into this a little closer to board member comments, that is potentially going to be introduced. I don't think it has been at this time, but it's HB 5123, developed by Representative Harris from our area and maybe one other representative as well. This is the same language that was introduced in HB 4965 in 2023, essentially exempting streamers from having to pay PEG fees, franchise fees, and eliminating traditional cable from doing the same process. So it's not cause for concern quite yet because it hasn't been introduced, but the language has been developed. So it's something that we're monitoring extensively with the Michigan Community Media Association. Ian Locke over in Lake Orion is the president there. He's my neighbor, so I talk to him a lot about this stuff. We are actually going to be sitting down with Representative Harris next week to discuss the potential impact that this could have on communities. He's very well aware as far as our organization and everything that we do. I talked to him last time when this came up, so this is not new information that he should be seeing. But I know that there's some different language that's been adopted in this new iteration of this bill, so I'm sure that's going to be the sticking point. So at this time, there's no cause for concern yet, but I do foresee that bill being introduced. I imagine it will go through the House of Representatives as fast as the last one did, and it'll just depend on the Senate and which committee it gets assigned to that we have to figure out, I guess, from that standpoint. But at this time, it has not been introduced, so there's nothing that we can do at this time other than contact our representatives and let them know that it's not a great idea. But I'll be communicating that with the board once that time is appropriate, I guess you would say.
Okay.
When are you meeting Mike and where?
It's just a phone call. Next week, phone call. I'm joining a phone call, I guess I should say. That's when the meeting's been set up.
Any other questions? Anybody in the audience, online? And there's no motion required because this is a presentation. So let's move on to number 5, which is another presentation, quarterly production update from April through October of 2025. And John.
Thank you very much for your time. I apologize, this is going to be a little bit heftier, given that it covers such a larger ground of what we do, but I always do appreciate the board's time of allowing us to inform you of everything that we've had from a production standpoint going on. I know it can be very easy to kind of see everything that we do with meetings and everything like that moving forward, but there's a lot that goes behind the scenes and a lot of productions that might not get noticed offhand, so I always like to bring that to the attention to the board just to make sure that you're aware and see everything that's going on. So thank you very much again for this opportunity. I'll start with the typical serving of the community. As discussed at prior meetings, one of our big projects last year was our AT&T encoders. They were failing extensively, and we replaced them and replaced the old T1 lines finally that they were using to broadcast. We are officially off of those T1 lines and no longer paying for them, and now just paying for the Comcast that we use for these new encoders. Since the switch over, we've had no issues whatsoever. They haven't gone offline. We haven't had to do anything. Everything seems to be running smooth as normal. So that's been a nice thing to not worry about anytime the power flickers or something might get moved accidentally in the back room. This has been steady as she goes. So that's been really great. As mentioned earlier in the meeting, we had our first high school football game that could only be shown on cable due to broadcasting rights of the Amazon kickoff that Clarkston was a part of at Wayne State in August. So we made this kind of appointment viewing and used it to our advantage a little bit to promote people to watch on Channel 22. It still is in rotation on cable as well, but we just tried to make the best of it and still provide good entertainment in an otherwise situation that we could have easily said no and not covered it. So Ben and Ryan that were down there covering the game did a phenomenal job with the coverage. It turned out fantastic in my opinion, and it was really great to see. From a live standpoint, quarter 2 and quarter 3 are our busiest times for live broadcasts. I've got a list there of some of the things that we accomplished between quarter 2 and quarter 3, and by quarter 2 and quarter 3, I'm talking obviously from April to October at this time, but just a few of the graduations, a lot of school awards and ceremonies towards the end of the year. We had the Independence Day Parade, which turned out really, really nice from a broadcast standpoint this year. Looking online at our website at independencetelevision.com, we did have some page views go up in April. It varies from month to month as far as what we see from a page view standpoint. I don't read too much into those numbers as far as our visits and everything like that, because some months are really great. Some months, it dips back down. We usually see a higher visit for our website towards summer camp because that's where registration is. So a lot of people will visit our website for summer camp registration. It also is a home for Connecting Clarkston podcast, the whole library of their 4 seasons. So I'd say those are our 2 big main hitters as far as website visitation, but doing quite well, I'd say. Looking at some good news, got to share. The Philo Festival of Media Arts was in October, and our station took home 10 individual awards from the Philo Festivals, which was a record for Independence Television. We've never taken home that many in one singular year. We submitted 13 submissions from Philo and took home 10 of them. Just to give you a few, some quick hitters of everything, and this is what I'm most proud about, but we had the Garden Walk, we had the Shiawassee River Restoration, Community Impact Team, Remembering Dan Fife Memorial Video, Michigan Moment, Independence Township, the Clerk's Office, the Fire Department, Experience Everything in Independence Township, Public Service Announcement about early voting, our sports coverage for football, all took home awards, either professional award or runner-up. This is an extremely great honor. Myself and Ben got to go to Ohio for the ceremony and accept these awards on the behalf of the station. Just extremely proud of the staff for being recognized across so many different platforms. Matt Legato obviously recognized for Michigan Moment, but also took home first and second place for promotional videos over 3 minutes. Ben won his first award for the Clarkston Garden Walk for community events, which is a very highly competitive field to do so. It was just really great to see our staff recognized at this level across so many different varieties of videos produced, and I couldn't be more proud to see them recognized on this level. So big congratulations to our staff for doing so. We were able to really show up and show out at the Philo festivals, and look forward to doing it again next year. So touching base also on a big event for us is this past summer was our summer media camp. It's what I believe to be our 5th or 6th one. We did a few in, I think, 2018, 2019, took a break in 2020, and I believe we also took a break in 2022 when I was first hired during that summer. But we had 20 kids join us this year with a wait list still, which is phenomenal. We hardly had to advertise for the event. I'm pretty sure we were filled before March with our camp, which is great. We had a lot of returning campers from not only all 3 years that I've been here, but some that have been to one, came back, brought friends. Word has certainly gotten out about our summer camp, and it's turned into something that a lot of people are looking forward to. We kind of kept the same format that we did in years past. We did a podcast, we did a news segment in studio, but one thing that we did different this year is we took our you can kind of see our desk out to the track of the football field and set up our wireless cam to do a live shot from outside. So there's kids that were in the studio, but kids also out live in the field. So as they were doing a newscast, they could say, all right, we're going to take it live to Ben out in the field, and then we cut to the live and we had somebody kind of counting them down out in the field. It was a lot of fun. They seemed to enjoy it a lot. So I think we'll try and do that. We'll work out some different things as well for years coming up, but it was a different element that we introduced that they seemed to really enjoy, but they also got to understand what being live meant. A lot of the kids obviously are very excited about live videos and going live on different social platforms, and just understanding that you only get one opportunity to say what you want to say. So it was a fun learning experience for them. We also had our drone demonstration, which was great because we also had a camper that was a registered drone pilot. And so he brought his drone as well to show the kids, and he kind of talked about all of the things that he had to do to obtain his certificate as a child for drone flight and everything like that. So I thought that was a really neat component of this. It wasn't just campers teaching or us teaching the whole time. We had campers as well that were interested. And we've had that in years past where we've had kids bring in their own equipment or different GoPros and say, I don't know how to use this. Can you teach me how to use this? And we pull them off to the side and we kind of show them so they have better understanding of, when they take it home, of how to use it. So that was a really fun sprinkle in surprise, I guess, this year is to see that. I'll kind of break down a little bit of the finances with everything. You can kind of see the bar graph here with staff expenses, total amount that we brought in with the material expenses. Material expenses just range from T-shirts to pizza that we buy for the last day of camp. So there's not too much material expenses. It does vary on, obviously, the number of campers that we have. We have to buy more shirts, but that's usually covered in the registration costs. Typically what we want summer camp to fund itself, and at this time it is funding itself, where we have just a little bit left over each year that we can put towards camp next year. So it's not a not losing money at all, and we're not even dipping into the budget that we have left out for it each year. We budget about $2,000 for media camp each year. In the last 2 years we haven't had to use any of those funds to fund summer media camp. It funds itself, and so much so that we're actually making money afterwards. So it's not the goal of it, but it is nice that we're able to create this program that is, I guess you could say, zeroing out in a way from that standpoint. So at this time, I'll give you small recap of summer camp so you can get a good idea of what it was like.
Where normal humans are becoming zombies. As you can see behind us, there are zombies. We should probably run. Maybe. We're doing a news report, it's fine. Yeah. So, the zombies are man-eating kinds that... Oh, shoot.
Hello. Today, we're here. It's a beautiful day.
Thank you. Also to note there as well, at the end of the video, you saw the dive-in movie that we partner with Parks, Recreation, and Seniors. We do that each year, and the last couple years, started making it a part of our summer media camp, so we can help the numbers up with the movie event that we do each year, but we also invite the families of the camp to come. The registration includes, it was a free event this year, but in past it included admission to the movie night, and the kids get to put up the screen and everything like that, play on the beach, and just have one last great night of summer. So, and that event had actually increased numbers as well this year. I think we were over 100 people plus, which we haven't gotten at that event in a very long time. So things that seem to be working with not only summer camp, but that dive-in movie, it was a banner year, I'd say, on both ends from a participation standpoint. I'll move into our production update unless there's any questions at this time. Clarkston Community Awards, which I referenced earlier, is one of our kind of kickoffs for live events. This is something that we do every year with the help of the staff. We broadcast live the community awards over at the Clarkston Community Church. I'd say viewership was just about the same as years past. We haven't seen an uptick or downtick on that. It's a weekday morning early on, so it's not something that I think is broadcast out too well, but in the same sense, I know that everyone likes to ensure that ticket sales are put forth first rather than watching online. So one thing that we did do differently this year is we, aside from making all of the winner videos that are played during the ceremony, we did produce an additional PSA to kind of help push nominations, and I think it's something that we'll continue to do moving forward, just to kind of further increase the event and everything like that. But a successful event, everything went great, and looking forward to doing it again next year. Independence Fest and the parade. Staff created 3 videos for Independence Fest, the Veterans Ceremony, the fireworks, and Exploring Independence Fest. And I will say, if you have not got a chance to watch the Exploring Independence Fest, please do. Staff did a phenomenal job of putting this together. It was, it seemed like everybody had a hand in it in one way or another, and it just compiled into a really, really nice video. Probably one of the best ones that I've seen from this event done since I've been here. So if you get a chance, check out our YouTube page to watch that video. It's really well done. But we also did a live broadcast of the Independence Day Parade, as we've done in the past few years. No hiccups with anything this year from a stream standpoint, audio standpoint. Everything went smoothly. I think as a staff with, as you can see, Matt Legato, Hannah Gray, myself, and our 2 interns, Tanner on the left and Riken on the right, we're able to put together a solid production. And the fact that Hannah, Matt, and myself have been doing that parade for 3 years now. I think we've kind of found a solid groove of how everything needs to work. So from that standpoint, everything went really, really well, and hoping to continue to carry that success from parade broadcasting into holiday lights later this year. Looking at graduation, we had Clarkston High School, Renaissance High School. As you can kind of see some of the teams here. Here are the views. Not too much to read into them. They're, and this was put together a while ago, but I'd say on pace with what we've done in the past, with past graduations and everything like that. So again, difficult situations for setup and everything like that, but given the amount of experience our staff has had putting this together, we even had some students that have done these in the past from graduations that were a little familiar as far as how things worked. Things went as great as they could. We always joke as a staff, the high school is probably one of the most boring events that we could cover, but that means everything is going correctly, and we're just standing around making sure everything's going well. So when that happens, it's really good. But another successful graduation season. From the public side, I mentioned our college summer interns, Tanner and Riken. Tanner attends Michigan State. Riken attends Central Michigan University. They both wrapped up their internships around August, May to August. But along with Ben and Jeannie, our production assistants, they were able to produce our Concerts in the Park summer series again this year. It turned out well. Something that I think we'll explore and ways to improve upon that, but really good programming that they were able to cover 4 weeks of these concerts. Even got rained out one week and properly took care of the equipment and the rain and everything like that. So big props to them for not only being there every Friday to put together a good production, but also just taking care of everything in a professional manner. You can kind of see these are a lot of the other events here. I won't go through all of them, but just a plethora of public events that we've gotten to cover from April until now. The history of Woodward, it's another senior center production that we've done. We've kind of gotten to a habit. Jeannie McElwain has gotten into a habit of recording some of their seminars over at the senior center, and we found a really nice audience for these presentations. She does a phenomenal job of recording these our seminars. They're really good content for our public channel, but the seniors love watching them. And it's something that we're getting invited back to. So a nice little program cutout that we've gotten. Michigan Moment moving along as it does. Michael Rosenkrantz, who moved on from us, found a full-time job. Congratulations to him. Wish him all the best of luck. I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. But now Matt Legato is the host of Michigan Moment moving forward. So a switch in how that's done, but it's still moving forward as it is. We've done a lot of ribbon cuttings as well with the Chamber 12 at this point, and we've got another one publishing on Saturday, so that continues to be a good partnership that we have. Matt Legato's also put together 3 or 4 PSAs with the library, not only for their summer reading program, but different programs that they offer through the library that have been really well received on social media from that standpoint. So I don't mean to gloss over all of the wonderful work that we've done on the public side, but it's just been extremely busy, and having both summer interns this past summer helped us cover a lot of ground. It's noted there at the bottom, Tanner did create a review video of the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which was fun for him to put together and everything like that. Gave us a nice little half-hour program, but also allowed him to dive into his film interests with everything like that. So, yeah. Education side, I'll touch base on this a little bit and then hand it off to Matt, but Matt was extremely busy towards the end of the year. He was the staff speaker at Renaissance High School, which was fun for us to watch him up on stage. Obviously did a great job over at graduation at Clarkston, but he also brought the students here to the school district office in May as one of our staff events where the students got to put on the production of the school board meeting. So they ran all the equipment, and he got to kind of talk about the media program and where that stands out. So it was a good showcase for us from the school board side to have students kind of come in and show the school board of what goes on with a media program and what a production looks like. So I'll touch base on some of the other events that we've done as well from the school side, and I'll hand it off to Matt. But a military signing day, our interns did the Rush Regatta, unfortunately before getting rained out, but still put together a nice promotional video. We did the Senior Awards, the Teacher of the Year Award, a Clarkston history presentation with the high school, Senior Walk. We've done 2 movie nights this calendar year with the school, and I think we even did one at the end of last year as well, to kind of go in that. But I'll hand it over to Matt to talk more about the education and the classes.
Yeah, I mean, those are all the big events that kind of wrapped things up last year and kicked things off this year. Student-wise, class-wise, I'd say generally, pretty business as usual. Couple little highlights, though, of some differences. In addition to still teaching at Clarkston Renaissance, this year they're having me go to the middle school for 1 hour. So I've got to work with some 7th graders, showing them some stuff. They do quarters rather than semesters, so rather than 18 weeks, I only have them for about 9. So I'm just kind of taking the high school course, condense some things, change some things around. But I had the first quarter done, that went generally well. I have a bunch of kids this second quarter. Middle schoolers are a little more animated than your high school students. That being said, I like to say they are generally, even if they're not asking the right question, at least they're still asking media stuff. So at least they're still in the realm of what we're working on. I have them do movie trailers, some other videos, things like that. So I'm hoping a lot of those kids get the spark, get the interest, get to know a familiar face, and then when they get to the high school age, whether they end up at Clarkston, the Renaissance, wherever, they can choose to meet up with me again and continue doing media classes. Also this year, I always try to see if they can send me some 9th graders over to the junior high to the high school. Past couple of years, I've been lucky to get I get 0 to 2 or something like that. This year, I think I have 5 or 6 9th graders from both semesters, so that's another group. It's so nice to see, freshmen and sophomores interested in media. It's always a little bittersweet when I have a really talented senior that I meet in their senior year, sometimes the second semester of their senior year. It's like, oh, you would have been great for the advanced class, but you're on your way out because you're graduating. So hopefully with me being at the middle school and seeing more 9th graders, hopefully that will bolster some of the other classes as they kind of move up there. Was there anything else? But there was something else I was going to mention. Okay, aside from that, projects are still doing the same. I've adjusted some other assignments to kind of be more conversational rather than more paper. Part of that is because I like the face-to-face, hands-on approach. The other part of that is the AI and everything that is coming out. If you got to talk to me on how you feel about a movie or something, that is tougher to kind of do that maneuver than a paper. And so far that's been kind of nice because it's one of the earlier assignments in the class, so it's nice to have a one-on-one conversation with each student about some film we watched and get to see what they thought was good about it or if they thought it was a bad movie and why they thought it was a bad movie. But yeah, aside from that, like John said, a bunch of events. We've had a lot of football so far. A little bit of a lull right now because of postseason. But when we come back in December, we have with a movie night, we got holiday lights, we got some basketball, and then obviously that will resume after the winter break as well. Yeah, we're off and running.
From the government side, I was able to present on video production at a national conference in Florida, GSMCon in 2025. It was kind of fun to present on video production and take all of our tools there to show people, other government officials and people in my shoes, what we use here from an equipment standpoint for our production. So that was really great and fun and rewarding to be able to present at that conference, and look forward to hopefully doing it again, next year, hopefully. But we also finished out 2 episodes of the Township this year, featuring Department of Public Works and Parks and Recreation. Turned out really nice. I really like the Parks episode. If you haven't got a chance to watch that, that's a really, it turned out really nice. Yeah, up here in this far right corner, you kind of look at what a timeline looks like for one of those projects as far as the B-roll, music, interviews, and everything like that. I try and color code everything from each one's a different person, so I know how everything looks and speaks and everything like that, but just a fun jumbled mess of colors from one of those. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll kind of see something that we also put together for the township. It's just kind of like a fun summer postcard that we designed just from a stylistic standpoint. It was something that I've been kicking around for the longest time to try and do, but I always got daunted by how long Independence was and if I had enough images to fill it in with something like that. So I put it off until now. But I was able to find the font and everything like that, and thought we had a good image to do. So this was kind of neat to put together, and just it was a good social post for our government side to do for the summertime. And who knows, maybe we turn it into a real postcard one day and kick it off somewhere else. So. Yeah, I'd say that's mostly it. We also completed 3 PSAs for Department of Public Works. Most recently, the last two, I believe, published in May or June, mostly about PFAS, groundwater, and everything like that. They can be found on the township's YouTube page as well. We will have a Thanksgiving Day video coming out, as well as a Happy Holidays video coming out in December too. Looking at social media, Hannah Gray, our multimedia specialist, has increased her presence at community events. She's been doing a lot of reels of events and everything like that, but she's been taking a lot of photos as well of different events. And we've found that photos have really been a good, engaging post, especially on Facebook for us for these events. So we've been trying to incorporate that a little bit more when the event is appropriate. Looking at Facebook and Instagram, as you can kind of see with this, wide range of looking at it from April to October, views are up a lot, reaches up across Instagram, with our top post being the summer media camp reel that the kids created with Hannah. YouTube, we gained 57 subscribers on Independence Television's YouTube page. We had 2 ribbon cutting to crack the top 10 with a couple hundred views each, which is kind of surprising for ribbon cuttings for us. We usually don't get that kind of viewership for those type of videos, but happy to see that happening. As a refresher, we also manage the Clarkston Community Schools YouTube page, Independence Township's YouTube page, and Clarkston High School's school announcement page for YouTube. But these metrics are strictly on Independence Television's YouTube page. So great area of us for social, but we typically see this kind of engagement, I'd say, during these months when we do have a lot more live events, a lot more, schools, like football and everything like that. We'll see a lot more engagement across all of our social platforms. So I wouldn't say this is out of the ordinary to see spikes like this from our social pages, but it is nice to kind of that we've seen more consistent engagement through our posts and everything like that through Facebook and Instagram. So that was really nice to see. So just giving you a preview of what's up next. November 25th, next week, we have the turkey shoot that we do with Parks and Recreation, a fun Thanksgiving Day video. We have Wreaths Across America and the Holiday Lights Parade on December 13th. Those will be kind of our big last few events of the year. We have a few things mixed in without, but if you're at any of these events, please make sure to stop and say hi. We'd love to see you. So with that, are there any questions? Oh man, I should also mention, you'll see in this bottom photo down here, shout out to the PM media students, because they were at one of our football games, and they noticed that Dylan Raiola, Nebraska quarterback, was also at the game on the sidelines, and they got a chance to interview him, and they put the interview into our game coverage. So heads up with them of being on the spot with all of that stuff. It was a perfect little addition. Not little addition, but a great social post. It was an addition to our game coverage, and it was just something that they were prepared for the situation, and their preparedness paid off with a great element that we haven't added to our sports coverage was field interviews like this. So, and to nab someone like that from a sports perspective, it was really kudos to them for being Johnny on the spot. So, and there's Ben with his award. Congratulations, Ben. Any questions?
Great presentation.
Yeah. Well done.
Well done.
I think that really, you pulled a Taylor Swift with the Philo Awards. I think you really deserve a round of applause for winning all those awards with the Filo Awards. It's a real feather in your cap, John.
I appreciate it. It is something that we don't take for granted from that standpoint, but like I said, it was nice to see that so much of our staff was recognized across so many platforms. It really solidifies or reassures my thought process of what we're doing is solid across the board. It'd be one thing if we had really good sports coverage or really good government coverage, and it's like, well, that's our strengths, but to have our strengths spread across so many different types of videos, it's government videos, it's school productions, it's community events, it's a lot of different things. It was nice, really nice to see, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody in the audience? Online? No? Okay. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
So we're going to move to public comment. Members of the public may address the Video Center Administrative Board, limiting their comments to not more than 5 minutes regarding items that do not appear on the agenda. Nobody? Anybody online? No? Okay. So let's move to board member comments. I would just like to start by thanking Philip Reed for his service to this board. He's decided to step away. And I would also, and I know it's, being the secretary is tough. I've been on other boards and things like that and trying to keep notes and everything else. I mean, it's a very easy job, so I would hope somebody would volunteer for that for next year. But I would also like to welcome Brian Posby. He replaced me on the board as the resident appointment for the government side, the township side of things. So, and I'd like to thank everybody too for a great year, because this is the last time I guess we're going to meet until next year. And that's pretty much it for me. Anybody else would like to have any comments?
I would like to say, I was at an event at the Clarkston family farm, and I had a nice long conversation with Chelsea O'Brien. And she wanted me to tell you that she attributes a great deal of her success and the success of the farm to the work of the ITV staff publicizing her events and things that go on there and creating a lot of popularity. The videos are just really helping her out, and she's very grateful for all the help that you fellows have given her.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Just a quick comment to Matt. I think engaging at the middle school level, this is a tremendous idea. I did a little volunteer work as an engineer with Society of Automotive Engineers with the 5th graders in the Clarkston School District, and you kind of hook them on science. You know, we brought in some electric vehicle demo properties and things like that, and you kind of hook them, you know, when they're younger, and then they have the interest as they go on into high school. So I just think it was a tremendous idea that you're doing that. I'll give you
So far, so good.
Anything else? Could I get a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Good night. Thank you.